So hi, I'm Jeremy McMullin. I'm one of the paleontologists here at the University of Nebraska State Museum, and today I was going to talk to you a little bit about mammoth teeth. So the cabinets behind me here hold all the mammoth teeth that the museum has collected over our 150-year history. And that includes Archie, our museum mascot, and the largest mounted mammoth in the world. And so you might be asking yourself, why do we have so many teeth in the collection? Well, it's important for us to have a lot of examples of different individuals of a group to be able to get a good idea of what the group looked like as a whole. We have a larger tooth here, probably it's the third wisdom tooth from a fully grown adult. And then we also have teeth that are in different stages of wear. And so this animal was obviously much older, and you can tell how worn down the tooth is based on looking at the enamel plates. And then you can use that to also figure out how old the animal was. So if we look at different teeth, you can see that there are slight differences between all of them, but the basic pattern is still the same. And so that would be the individual variation between different animals, but as a group, they're still one species. And so by having multiple examples of that species, we can get a better idea of what they look like as a group. So I brought out a couple of the coolest teeth that we have in our collection, the ones I really like. We have the biggest mammoth tooth in our collection out here. This guy, he weighs over 35 pounds. And it's an upper wisdom tooth from a mammoth. So this animal would have been fully grown, and it's the last tooth that the animal gets in its life. So that's the biggest one we have. And I also have the smallest mammoth tooth that's in our collection. And this one is from a baby mammoth. This one probably wasn't even born yet. There's no wear on the teeth. But this one weighs not even 1 pound. So it's like 0.003 pounds. So I calculated it out, and this one's about 10 or 12,000 times bigger than the smallest one by weight. So seeing all these mammoth teeth, you might be asking yourself, what's the point of having all of them? Why not just have the biggest one and toss out the rest? Well, I like to explain it using an example, like if we were to study humans. Maybe if we were to study a classroom or your hometown, taking one example from that group isn't going to be the best way to do that. And so if I took one person out of that group, whatever group you're in, and they had brown hair, I might assume that everybody in that group has brown hair. Or if they were wearing a red shirt, I might assume that everybody in that group wears red shirts all the time. So you would want a bigger sample size to understand what they look like and what they're doing on a daily basis. And so the same thing goes for fossils. If we just have one case, we wouldn't be able to get a very good picture of what the species look like as a whole with just one example. Like if we took back to our large mammoth tooth, if we just had the big one, we wouldn't know maybe what these animals look like when they were little, when they were just born, like the small mammoth tooth. We wouldn't know what they look like throughout their life. We would just know what the biggest ones look like. And so in order to do good research, we'd like to have a big sample size and study as many examples of these animals as we can. Our paleontologists are always out collecting more fossils so that we can bring them back to the collection, and our researchers here at the university can study them and see how they react to different pressures like environmental changes, climate changes, and things like that. So we can use these examples from the past to make better decisions for our future.